Are you ready to unlock the full potential of Python functions? In this video, we'll dive into the world of function arguments, giving you the keys to customize your functions like never before. By the end of this lecture, you will be able to wield positional, keyword, and default arguments like a true Pythonista, making your functions even more powerful and flexible. Imagine you're building a travel app that calculates the cost of a trip based on distance, mode of transportation, and optional discounts. You will need a function that takes different types of arguments to handle various user inputs. There are three main types of function arguments in Python. First, positional arguments. These are the most common types of arguments. They are passed in the same order as they are defined in the function. Let's look at this example. A trip cost function takes in distance and transportation as arguments, and it computes the cost based on these two variables. Keyword arguments. These are explicitly named when calling the function, allowing you to pass arguments in any order. Let's look at the snippet trip cost based on transportation and distance, where certain keywords are given as default. 3 default arguments. These have default values specified in the function definition, making them optional when calling the function. For example, trip cost, distance transportation, and discount with a default value is 0. This function will calculate the cost of the trip even when the discount value is not specified. Moving on, let's try to create a function to compute the trip cost. So here we are defining the cost of the trip to be equal and to distance measured by a certain factor depending on the transportation type. We have defined a function trip cost, which takes in the input of distance transportation and discount values. Depending on the transportation mode, we are computing a respective cost based on a certain formula. So, as you see on the screen, the cost of a car is multiplied by 50% and the cost of a train is multiplied by 30%. The final cost is reduced by the discount amount before returning the value to the main function. So, in the next step, we are calling the function of trip cost using certain values for car and train. In the first statement, we are calling the function of trip cost with the distance of 300 kilometers and the transportation mode as a car. This value is stored in the variable car_trip. In the second statement, we are calling the trip cost function using the distance value as 200 kilometers and the transportation type as train with a discount of 2 rupees. The final value is stored in the variable train trip. The values are then printed on the screen. So let me run this code, and let's see the output generated. As you can see, the cost of a car trip is 150, and the cost of a train trip is 58. Now, let's use ChatGPT. If ChatGPT can actually generate a function which will accomplish this goal. Let me create a prompt, which will generate a function for computing the cost of the trip. There you go. Amazing, isn't it? ChatGPT has been able to give us the Python function to generate the cost of the trip, depending on the mode of transportation. The function may not be very similar, but it surely does the job. Let me copy this code and execute it on my Jupyter notebook. As you see, the function does contain different rates per kilometer depending on the transportation model. And the final cost is computed based on the cost per kilometer for the transportation mode along with the distance. In this example, we have given a distance of 100 kilometers and the transportation mode is car. Let me run this function. There you go. You have the cost of a trip, but a 100-kilometer trip by a car is $50. In this lecture, we learned about different types of function arguments in Python, how to use positional keyword and default arguments, apply different types of arguments to real-world scenarios. In the next lecture, we'll talk about lambda functions. We will see how lambda functions are applied and how input is fast to lambda functions. See you in the next lecture. Thank you for joining us today. If you found this video valuable and want to see more awesome content, remember to hit that like button and drop a comment below. Your likes and comments are our fuel, motivating us to keep creating free courses and helpful content. And of course, don't forget to subscribe and ring the notification bell so you never miss an update. Let's build this amazing community together.